Hey, this is Rob with Stand Up Dad's podcast. This episode is brought to you by Podcorn. Podcorn is a marketplace for finding sponsors for your podcast. So if you're looking for a way to monetize, give them a shot. Pretty much you sign up and you get access to the marketplace. It connects you to all sorts of sponsorship opportunities, such as host-read ads like this, interview segments, topical discussions, and more. There's no middleman with Podcorn, and podcasters of all size can browse and choose the opportunities on the right platform, set your own rates, and collaborate with brands directly without any exclusivities. You never give up any rights to your podcast, and Podcorn's there to support you at every step. And you're protected and compensated for the work that you do for the brands. Marketplace mission is to give podcasters transparency, creative freedom, and full control of how and when we monetize. At no point did I ever feel like Podcorn was saying, we wanted you to say it like this. They really give you a lot of room to roam. So click the link in the show notes to sign up for Podcorn and start browsing sponsorship opportunities. Thanks.
Yeah, I don't want to go to jail for anything. I'm much too, weak.
And you're pretty. You are listening to the Stand Up Dads podcast.
This is hecka boring.
Yeah, it is.
Let's try again.
Hey, this is Stand Up Dads. This is Rob.
And Mike.
And today we have so many bad dads that I've compiled. They're
it's
getting
backed
stale.
Up.
It
we
is.
got a backup of bad dads.
So we're gonna,
which is sad. There's so many bad dads.
Well, and I kind of need this because I've been a shitty dad lately.
So this will make us feel better.
So yeah, I'll be like, at least I wasn't as bad as this guy. This morning I did the Walmart thing to get the sodas.
Yeah.
And I saw a new petition guy outside the Walmart, so I was all excited. I'm like, I'm going to fuck with this guy so hard. I'm going to
mess him, yeah.
And so I go over, and I'm like, what do you got? I'm just totally ready.
Yeah.
It's like, well, this first one, are you in Sacramento County? Yeah. Okay, so this first one is for stem cell research. I'm like, wait, I like stem cell research.
Dang it.
Is it for or against? He's like, definitely for. I was lucky enough to receive some experimental stuff back in the day, and it changed my life. And I'm like,
damn, I'm signing.
Okay, I'll sign that. Okay. What else you got?
Yeah, what else? These are ones to butter me up.
Yeah.
And then you're going to hand me something stupid.
Yeah, no. And then he's like, okay, well, this one here is for, I already forgot. It was Indian casinos. Apparently, some of the people that are running it aren't paying money to the native tribes.
Yeah, they're taking advantage.
Yeah, I'm like, this is to give money to the little guy? Well, yeah. I'm like, yeah, I'll sign this too.
Dang it.
And then the other one, I don't know. It was all lefty shit that I had zero problems with. And I'm like,
yeah.
It was a different guy.
And I got to say, living in Sacramento, I've never had one that had stuff that I really wanted to sign or even had bearing on me on some of them, you know. It is usually
assholes let's make the state of Jefferson. Oh, fuck, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm grateful for the guy, and I'm also kind of bummed because I missed out on a fight. But
I know. Yeah. Because out here, usually you have the ones where it's people on every corner where it was just marriage is between a man and a woman. Yeah. Oh, Jesus. Yeah. Come on. Let them all share our misery.
Yeah, you can be miserable too.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Can I? That's why they have parades. Yay!
That's why they have parades.
I don't have to deal with this shit. I can leave anytime I want and keep all my stuff. Yay!
Yeah, or the ones, or it's where they're trying to make abortion illegal. And it's usually some old
Bullshit,
white man with a sign.
The Lord says.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I notice it's not affecting you particularly, though. You know.
So anyway, I'm grateful to the old guy that was in front of Walmart collecting petitions.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, wow.
I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah. Yeah. Normally it is either crazy stuff other stuff that's just doesn't make sense that I'd want to sign. You know.
Oh, I was waiting for the recall Newsom and all that. More guns, bullshit.
Yeah, less
blah, blah, blah.
Less taxes on our non-profit hospitals.
No, everything.
No.
Half the stuff Kaiser. I signed was okaying more taxes, which...
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's part of being in California.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're talking about bad dads. And I've been a shitty one this week, so...
Name your highlights.
No, I just...
What are the highlights?
It's just an impatience thing. So I just haven't.
Don't go away.
My little experiment of not yelling kind of went out the door, out the window a long time ago.
Well, what happens? Do you start over every day to try to not yell and then?
Nah.
Because I almost picture Owen having fun trying to get you to yell the way his sense of humor sees.
No, I just feel bad when I yell and I look and I can see that I scared him.
Yeah.
And then I go, oh, fuck.
I hate that feeling too.
But God damn it, there's times where he's just a fucking prick.
That's
and if
good.
you're listening to this and you don't think so, then you are not parenting your fucking child.
That's fucking funny.
Anyway, that brings me to, I got a clip here from Jeff Foxworthy. He makes a very astute observation about parenting.
Okay.
And here it is.
If your wife hints she might be in the mood, your kids will sense it and won't go to bed for 3 years.
That's true.
Talking about kids, fact of life, the more kids you have, the worse your parenting becomes. People that only have one child are making homemade baby food out of organic vegetables they're growing in their own backyard. Yeah, by the time that 4th child rolls around, you're smoking a cigarette while you watch your toddler pull a year-old milk dud out from under the stove and eat it. Pick the cat hair off of it before you put it in your mouth. Come on.
So yeah, every kid you get, the more lax it gets. I mean, we only have one apiece, so
I can't even imagine how much exponentially hard it must get.
Sure.
You know.
Well, and then, yeah, because I remember doing all that shit. You know, let's make his food. Let's do this. We bought pouches. We filled our own pouches. We did all this shit. And it's like, no one does that when they got 4 kids.
Yeah, I know. Even with the one, it just gets harder and harder. Yeah, to keep up with that.
So then that brings us to our first Bad Dad article. And when I read the headline, I'm like, oh, fuck. Louisiana father says police arrested him for cursing at his son.
Oh, no. I didn't know you could go to jail for that.
Exactly. Like, I've never actually sweared.
I don't swear at her. She doesn't like me swearing in front of her, which most of the time I just say, Daddy's teaching you all the bad words to not say.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't get to say it.
Fuck. This morning,
I
almost killed a woman.
What?
Fucking A. It was dropping him off at school.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's always it's a little parking lot and it's a horseshoe.
Yeah.
And, you know, if you're going to drop your kid off without getting out, either you park or, you know, you pull as far to the side so cars can get around you.
Yeah.
Or at least you go up to the front.
They're supposed to drive to the front, and there's always somebody that instead stops at the very back and then lets their kid
stopped right in the middle of the road, and the kid gets out.
Forever, right?
And I'm like, ugh. And I always walk him in, so I always park.
Yeah.
So I'm looking over, and I've got the big truck.
Yeah.
And I see 2 spots next to each other. I'm like, cool, I've got a spot. She drops the kid off, and I don't know what the fuck she's doing. And I'm like, go, go, go. And my kid's watching me.
Yeah.
And she takes forever to make this U-turn, and then she pulls into one of the spots and parks right on the fucking line.
Oh.
So I'm like, God damn it. Fuck it. I'm just going to park close to her and bash the shit out of her car.
Yeah, yeah.
And just Owen is just like, it's okay, Daddy.
That's the worst feeling when they're like, it's okay, Daddy. Daddy, don't yell at anyone.
I know. But we were running late.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what the fuck? I just hate it when people are oblivious.
Yeah. And that happens all the time in the drop off, because you'll also see people you're not supposed to turn another way.
Mm-hmm.
It's got cones and everything. Yeah, it's just mayhem.
It amazes me there aren't more fights at drop off and pickup lines.
Yeah. Because there's certain ones that are just like, I'm going to do what I'm going to do.
People are oblivious.
Because I need to drop them off faster than you do. You know?
Yeah, I'm just like, everyone's got a fucking life. But it's just the one, though, that doesn't bother me. The impatient ones, what bothers me are the ones that are just fucking clueless.
Oh, yeah. Well, like, even dropping Oli off today, it's like, it's a turn into the parking lot, you know, and there's cars coming the other way that have already dropped off at the other side of the school for, like, different grades. And I'm behind a lady that, for some reason, when she pulled into the parking lot, was going, I swear, under 5 miles an hour. And up
Which
the
you're
curve.
supposed to.
Well, no, and then so slow. Like,
I know.
so slow that everybody is like, now we're stuck behind her blocking people.
Yeah.
Because you don't expect someone to go in, like...
Yeah, crawling.
Like she had just taken her parking brake off, you know?
Yep.
And it's like, what are you doing? And then then she was one that instead of driving that slow and then stopped and let her kid out and took forever so that, they have kids all the way down the line with little vests on.
Sure.
Telling you to keep going. And then there's teachers down there. The principal's waving at you, telling you to go forward. And people still stop.
Yeah,
I'm stopping right here. Get out. And it's like, it doesn't let your kid even get in faster because now they're walking by when you could have driven up there. Makes no sense.
Well, back to the Louisiana dad that got arrested for swearing at his kid. Let's see. This happened just 2 days ago in New Orleans. This guy and his wife and their 5 kids were at their local Walmart. So there's like 7 bad dad stories, and like 4 of them are based around a Walmart. So if I say outside of a store, just assume.
Yeah, you're gonna be on one of these yelling at the guy canvassing up.
Oh, I'm sure. I never yell.
Bad dad fights with
But anyway, people like took videos and all this stuff. And so he said that his son opened the car door to get out and almost hit a truck, like with his car. And so he told his son, don't be doing that fucking shit. There was another guy in the truck that told him not to curse at the child and not use profanity in public. It's like, bitch, I just fucking saved your car a ding.
Yeah.
And then things escalated. The dad, so apparently the guy in the truck said, I'm going to call the cops. And he says, call who the fuck you want. You better get the fuck on. Bitch, you got me fucked up. These motherfucking kids.
Oh, my God. So,
yeah. And then the dad, responded by making a comment about a great country. There's video of the guy leaving the Walmart, making it, doing an obscene. Yeah, he just got busted for obscene language and disturbing the peace.
And that guy, I don't know. Like, it is one of those things where it's like, the guy probably was misguided trying to tell him. Because, of course, you want to tell someone, don't talk to your kid that way. But it's not going to stop that person.
And the dude was having a bad day.
I mean,
he was trying to parent. Granted, not the way we would like to see kids be parented.
Yeah. And he didn't say, you're fucking stupid, or you fucking, he said, don't be doing that.
Doing that fucking shit.
Yeah.
Which, obviously, there's a better way to do it. But this is his 5th kid.
And I'm sure I've said something like that many a time of like, why did you do that shit?
And just like Foxworthy said, with each kid, your parenting gets shitty. This is the 5th.
Yeah. And I think it goes also along with how many times you've had to say something.
Yeah. And if it's the first kid.
the 10th time you said something, then it becomes like, this again,
Yeah, with the first kid, it's like, honey, please don't open the door like that. It's just.
Yeah.
So anyway, this brings me to Lil Rel. He's got a clip, which is.
Yeah. I know I must say really a lot because Oli does that to me, where I'll do something and she'll go, really? Mm-hmm. Really, Dad? I'm like, damn it.
I'll get him with, is that really what you want to say? And he'll just go, no.
But he hasn't turned it on you yet, right?
No. There was once where he said, yeah. It's like, all right. And then we had natural consequences later, which I won't go into here. But here's Lil Rel talking about bad parents.
I feel sorry for these ghetto kids. That's why, Planned Parenthood, they was trying, hey, please keep it.
Please keep it.
Everybody shouldn't be having babies. And I'll be on TV and say this. I don't care who gets mad at me. Real talk.
Everybody shouldn't.
Everybody shouldn't be having no damn babies. Especially hood rats. They are terrible mothers. I don't put me, just quote it. I don't care who gets mad. Hood rats are bad mothers. They really are. They make their kids grow up too damn fast. You ever talk to a little ghetto ass kid, like 2? Very articulate. Because he don't. That's the only way he get things done. How you doing, brother? Could you change me? Damn, how old am I? I'm 2, sir. I don't know what my mother is. Sick of raising myself.
Hey, brother.
Damn, you mature.
That's funny.
They be talking to their kids like they grown, like it's their fault. They're like, damn, why your nose running? Ugh. I don't know, maybe because I'm 2. I don't know how to do that. I saw some kids with a little squishy thing that stuff come out, and you're not doing it for me.
Those are the little bulbs. Remember the nose Frida?
Yep, we had that.
You guys gave us one when Owen was born.
Yep. So I love that thing. That worked good.
Those of you not aware, nose Frida is a tube you shove up your kid's nose.
And you suck the snot out.
And you literally put it in your mouth, and there's a little filter, which I don't believe.
It stops it.
And it sucks it all out.
Yep.
But anyway, he's about to make a very astute observation about daycares.
It worked really good.
Here we go.
You don't want your kids going to a daycare with a bunch of hood rats kids. Let me tell you how you know you're walking into bad daycare. When you walk in there, you see nothing but car seats lined up. Let me tell you why. Those kids are just getting dropped off, and they don't know who's picking them up. I like how white people are awing. It's the truth. Y'all better stop awing and do something about it. It's the truth. The kids get dropped off. Look, you know how strong a little boy got to be to hold his own car seat? He's 3 years old. All right, mama, take care. The school not even open yet. He just chilling. How y'all doing? You must have had a job interview or something.
How are you?
You know hey, Marvin, I'm outside. You know the janitor name. Marvin! Marvin, little Larry here. Could you open the door, please?
Little Larry.
Little boy, strong as hell, holding his own car seat. You gotta learn how to do stuff on his own. He's signing himself out. He can't even read yet, but he don't know who's picking him up. All right, let me get up out of here. All right. Are you here for little Larry? No? Damn, y'all got some white out? I already signed out.
Are you here for little Larry?
Yeah, but I never even thought about that with the car seats. Because they don't know who's picking them up. So sad.
That's hilarious, man.
But talking about the daycare brings up this isn't necessarily a bad dad, bad mom thing, but it's a school. Let's see, this is in Fort Myers.
Uh-huh.
There was a daycare worker who wrote on a toddler's belly saying out of diapers.
With what, like a Sharpie?
Like a marker.
Oh, my God.
So they fired the chick.
I'd be furious.
There's a picture of it right there.
Oh, my
God. From nipples to waist.
Oh, my God.
Just this big sign.
Wow. They wrote all over them.
All over. Dear Mom, out of diapers.
Wow.
And the kid is just marked. He's just all smiling because he's a cute little kid and doesn't know any better. Yeah, there's no way that's appropriate. Now, that said, the mom was being shitty about supplying them with diapers because you're supposed to. But for fuck's sake, there's no way. This went viral on Facebook and everything. And the most fucked up part, apparently, it was like real permanent marker.
Oh, my God. It was a Sharpie.
Just one of the fat ones, too.
Dang it.
So, yeah, all the parents, of course, were outraged, and the school, preschool, wisely said, okay, you're done.
Yeah.
You were not going to be here.
Yeah.
And then I've got a clip here from Hampton Yount, who's talking about a horrible mom.
One of my favorite things to watch out on the streets is bad parenting, just in day-to-day lives. I love watching it. It's like a free show, watching a kid just get messed up for life. And my favorite story of the worst parenting I've ever seen was I was working in a restaurant, and this woman comes in with a screaming, crying baby, and it just comes in, and the baby's all like, wah, 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 wah. That's a weird wah. And everybody turns in the restaurant to look at the woman, and we're like, what's going on? And she goes, oh, I'm sorry. She reaches into her baby bag, and she pulls out an empty baby bottle, and then a Dr. Pepper can. Yeah. I was like, oh, she's just going to drink a Dr. Pepper while she feeds her baby. No, she opens up the Dr. Pepper, puts it in the baby bottle, and gives it to the baby. A baby! And we're all watching in the restaurant just, oh my God, no. Like, man, like that is exactly how white trash is made. That is the formula for it.
The formula.
And just, I mean, it's like, man, it's like, I know it's Dr. Pepper. He's not a pediatrician. And I don't know why, like, people never want to question parents, in their parenting. I guess for fear that they're going to get that reaction, which is just like every mother's right, which is just to go, who are you to tell me how to raise my child? You're just like, child services, man. Like, some people are just bad at it. They should be told. I don't know.
That totally made me think of years ago, before we had kids, probably like early 20s.
Yeah.
We're on the bus, and a woman comes on, and she's holding her kid by the wrist, and the kid's just sort of hanging there.
How old was this kid?
This kid was probably, in hindsight, maybe a little, like a year, maybe a little over a little kid.
Just learning how to walk.
Yeah, a little kid holding him there while that she's looking for money to put in. Well, she couldn't find the money, and we're sitting on the right side of the bus, so we could see her standing there. You know, she's got the kid in the left hand and fidgeting around for money, and she just swings him to throw him into that first seat, and all you hear is, and she gets the money out, and you hear, no!
Jesus Christ.
And I just remember going like Jesus, like, holy shit. Then sits down, like, you know, shutting them up. But my God, just seeing this kid, like, and the kid was calm about it. So not only
he's used to it,
you know, getting tossed like that, but getting carried like that too by their wrist. You know, not by the scruff of their neck, but it's such a weird way to get up here.
This is working. I'm feeling like a pretty good parent right now.
We haven't done, because I'll feel bad on stuff like, and I think we are hard on ourselves too, because I try to think of like, well, I'm behind on helping her with her schoolwork or this stuff, and then certain things will make me feel like certain things are working. Like on Saturday night, she had a deep conversation where she's like, well, how do I know when I think something that I'm not like lying to myself so I can get what I want, or how do I know
that's
that
life, kid.
Or she goes, what's that my choice, you know, that I'm making the right choice. So I told her, like, you know, you go by your gut. Most of the times, you know, deep down whether something's right or wrong. You can go by your gut. So then in the morning, I'm waking her up. She's asleep, and I'm like, you know, do you want to go to church with me, or do you want to go to your cousin's house while I'm there? And she wakes up. Normally, she wakes up. Blah, blah, blah. She wakes up like she's on television selling something. She goes, well, my gut tells me that I should go to my cousin.
Atta girl. As her godfather, I approve.
I started laughing. I was like, oh, my God. Like, that. All right, you win just for that. What a great way to pull that right, pull it right back, Great.
With your gut.
Go with your gut, man.
Oh, shit. Well, back to the whole Dr. Pepper in a baby bottle.
Yeah.
Have you seen the old ads of 7-Up?
No.
Like, we're talking like the 40s and 50s, where they're talking about add 7-Up to your baby's milk for...
I didn't know they did that, because I've seen the old ads that are like super phallic, where it's like...
Yeah.
There's even like a record of one of Oli's records. I used to buy her all the kids' records. There's like a record from like 1980 that's like a Barbie one, and Ken's offering her a hot dog.
Nice.
Even that's like, hey, God, even in there, like, but the old ads for like Coca-Cola and stuff.
And it was like, give your baby 7-Up.
But a baby, wow.
I mean, it's like one step from babies prefer Marlboro.
Yeah, it has point-something% juice.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, that brings us back to Walmart.
Yay.
Father arrested after kids are left in van for over an hour while shopping at Yulee Walmart. I don't know where
But were they complaining?
No. Where is this? I was in Florida. Of course it's in fucking Florida. Apparently a mom was at a laundry center. Dad went to Walmart and left their oldest son in charge of his 4 young siblings while he shopped for over an hour in a van. And he's got 5 counts of child neglect. It was about 10:35. There was a baby in the vehicle crying, windows fogged up. They could hear the screaming from 200 feet away.
Wow.
And Jesus Christ, how long?
Could have killed him. Yeah.
Well, apparently this was in October, so it was still hot in Florida. 43-year-old guy. And again, it goes back to Foxworthy. The more kids you have, the shittier of a parent you are.
Yeah.
Because, you couldn't even imagine. I left my kid in the car once at a gas station just to get in and and this is like he was like weeks old. Like I wasn't used to having a kid.
Yeah.
And I still beat myself up over that. Just I forgot, because that was what I did every time. I'd go to get gas, I'd go get a soda or something. That
happened with me and Oli, but all I did was I got out to pump the gas, and she didn't hear me say I'm going to pump the gas, so she couldn't see me where I was at. And then she comes in, I come in, she's crying. You left. And I'm like, it's all right. I was right there. I'm right there. And she's all, and there's a zombie. I go, there's not a zombie. And I turn around, and this idiot guy is driving, and he has a zombie like doll. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like,
there's a
okay,
zombie.
close your eyes. So I felt even more of a bad dad. Like, you know, it's like you go from that, and then you're like, okay, calm down. I'm thinking you saw some really old guy or something, and like, no.
I think we talked about this before, where Kim was at Starbucks and Owen said that the guy behind the counter looked like a zombie.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
yeah, that's a good one.
Well, why do you say that? Because it was cold, dead eyes. And the guy was not pleased.
Cold, dead eyes.
Like,
See,
where did you get that? He
that's
got that
amazing.
He saw that on some cartoon.
When you're able to like access it, though, that's the genius part of it. It doesn't matter.
So anyway, back to this guy at Walmart.
Cold, dead eyes.
The wife, who was in a laundry center or laundry facility, said she was unaware the children were left alone, which I actually believe that.
Yeah.
That's a total dad thing to do.
Yeah.
And they were on vacation, staying on the beach, but now he's in jail.
Yeah.
So, again,
I
feel
believe
better.
that. Where you're just like, and then from that point on, you're like, well, you can't be alone with the kids, apparently.
Yeah, and these two are related in a way. This one happened like last month or January maybe. North Carolina father arrested for allegedly attacking son's high school wrestling opponent. And there's a link, there's a video, and it's pretty
You
trippy.
see the video of him attacking him? Oh, my God.
So what happened was, his kid's like a high school wrestling match,
Uh-huh.
and his son is wrestling, and the guy who was wrestling against his son did some illegal slam.
Yeah.
And you hear the dad going, that's illegal, that's illegal. And I guess the ref didn't call it to his satisfaction.
Yeah.
So then you see this old fat guy running down, and he just literally tackles the guy who was wrestling against his son. And, of course, he was arrested for assault.
Wow.
And that's one of those where it's like...
And it's a minor then, right? Was it like high school? Oh, my God.
Yeah, you don't do that, but I get where he's coming from, because that's your boy.
You get super angry, yeah.
So, I don't know. I mean, at that one, it's like, yeah, he did wrong, but...
No, but then if it was your kid that got tackled, you'd be out there.
Oh, I'd be fucking livid. I'd
kill
be
him,
beating but
Yeah.
I get where he's coming
Yeah.
from. He did the wrong thing,
Mm-hmm.
but then on the flip side, this just happened March 2nd. Sandusky police, father picked up son by neck after losing wrestling match.
Like
so,
the lady that carries around the kid with the
but the kid
wrist.
lost, and the father walked over to the kid, picked him up by the back of the neck and the front of the jawline.
Wow. He was mad he lost or something?
He was mad that he lost.
Ridiculous.
And he went up to him and said, "Get your ass up." Picked him up by the throat, put him down under the arms. And the ref got in his face. Said, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
The cop and the dad was like, whatever. So pretty much he was just disappointed in his kid and wanted to let the whole fucking world know. So,
Yeah.
Let's see, what is his name?
Where it's terrible, but it's also kind of good that he lost it in front of people so they could catch him.
Oh, there were
Because
several
how long has he
witnesses.
been doing that? Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, because it's not
Years.
something that it
Yeah.
just happened that day.
Yeah.
And
He finally did it in front of somebody.
they didn't name the motherfucker.
Yeah.
Well, they should have, and hopefully you get the fucking book thrown at you, because no kid deserves that shit. Now we got a final clip. A guy named Joey Wrench, but it's spelled differently. Okay, this is Joey Wrench talking about a bad mom. His bad mom, and here goes.
See, I was raised by a generation that wasn't afraid to hurt their child's feelings just to get their point across. Your parents ever tell you this? I love you as my child, but I hate you as a person? That's good parenting, right? One time my mom told me I was grounded. I was like, you know what? I hate you. She said, good. Does that mean I don't have to keep you anymore? I was 6 years old.
That's
I was like, wait, no, hold on. How about you handle this like an adult and just send me to my room? We could be mature about this. You know, I could do some homework. I could clean. Are you still going to feed me? What's going to happen? Do I need to be out in 2 to 3 business days? Can you be a reference for my next place? Her go-to move, if I ever made her mad while we were driving, was to reach across my lap, open the door, and say, get out. Right?
Get out.
Didn't matter if we were in a parking lot or a freeway. Get out. One time I made her mad while we were pulling into the driveway. I was like, oh no, we're home. I'm safe. Nope. She started the car, backed out. She drove 2 miles. Get out.
Get out.
Before she drove off, she rolled down the window and said, when you get home, you're going to reimburse me for the gas it took to drive you out here. My mom doesn't play around, man. One thing she used to always threaten me with is to write me out of her will. If I was acting out, she'd say, I'm going to write you out of the will if you keep acting this way. You're not going to get this house. If you keep acting this way, I'm not going to leave you the house. Yeah, I'm at the age now, it's like, bitch, you rent. You're not leaving me anything when you die.
You tricked me.
If I die before you, you're going to sell my stuff and downsize.
That's hella funny.
Thank you, Joey Rich.
Now I understand.
Couldn't believe that shit. So speaking of bad moms,
Yeah.
I just found this. This came out 2 days ago. Christian mother tries defending her guide to hitting kids. End
Oh
quote.
my God. I want that guide though.
It
I
has
want
to
to
hurt.
read it. It has to hurt. Did she make it a pamphlet?
I don't know.
Is it actually a little book you can get?
Well, so
Oh
she
my God, I
talks
want to
about.
see that book.
Her name's Lori
Especially if it's
Alexander.
by Christian, the
Yeah.
Christian woman's guide to hitting your kids.
Well, here, and this is one of her quotes. We had to spank each of our children for around 4 hours one time. It's all it took. It's all it took.
Wow.
Then they knew that they weren't the boss and they were to obey us.
Oh
Fuck
my God.
you. She
Tortured
claims
them into compliance.
it has to hurt or else they won't learn the lesson.
Ugh.
She claims to use a foot-long strap.
Yeah.
It's just fucking abuse.
Yeah.
This is one of her bits of advice.
Yeah.
Have a special place that you can put him as far away from your husband's bedroom as possible and put a little chair in there, or it could be a corner in a room. As soon as he starts crying, tell him to go to that place and sit there until he can control himself. So far, I got no problems with it.
Yeah.
If he gets up, smack him hard. It has to hurt a lot or it will do no good. And tell him to go back to his special place.
Oh my God.
He must sit there until he gets control of his emotions. Pretty much the equivalent of stop crying, I'll give you something to cry about.
Yeah. Except she's actually giving him something to cry about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I'm getting upset reading this.
Yeah.
We used a foot-long strap. As soon as he begins having a temper tantrum, spank him hard on the bottom. If he continues to have a tantrum, keep spanking him on the bottom until he completely stops with breaks in between, telling him to stop. Jesus Christ. It may take a long time for the first time, but it'll be worth your effort.
Oh my God.
He will know he can't get away with it anymore. Some states only allow a hand, so make sure you are in a state that allows much more than a hand, since a rod works much better than a hand.
Wow.
The fuck?
Yeah.
This bitch deserves to be in jail. I am so fucking sorry.
Yeah.
Fundamentalist Christian, blah, blah, blah. And she's saying, I did not abuse my children. Sounds like abuse to me.
Yeah. Well, what is she saying? Like, is she trying to pawn that off as like that's fiction? I didn't actually do it, or
No,
is
she's saying, yes, this is what
I did it, but it's not abuse. Yeah, okay.
It's not abuse because
it is abuse. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and she's like proud of it.
Yeah.
I beat the fuck out of my kids.
Idiot.
It's like Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ! I owe money for the
money.
God damn it! All right, and then the final one, another Christian woman failed to report husband's sex abuse, child sex abuse because of her religion.
Yeah.
Sarah Kester.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. So she's getting arrested for a felony. So her husband admitted to molesting 5 children over the course of 20 years.
Jesus. And she knew about it?
She knew about it, and she did not acknowledge that
God.
it happened. He pled guilty. She told the authorities that she learned about this 17 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, she attempted to protect the children through prayer. Thanks a lot. Fucking A. So, if you have a religious belief, fine. Just, if it ends up hurting someone else, please fucking stop it.
Idiot.
I'll have links for all this stuff, and now I'm just mad.
Yeah.
But at least I never did that shit.
That's what always happens with this stuff, though.
I
There's
know.
always one that ruins everything, and then we're just all deflated and angry.
I know. I should have just stopped on the happy
Yeah.
bad mom link or clip. But
I mean, the main thing is that you're always trying to do better. Like, even...
yeah,
Like yesterday,
not always.
I took Oli. Well, I took Olivia to go see Hamilton,
Mm-hmm.
and that one you got to buy to get the last minute tickets. You got to buy at like 10 a.m.
Mhm.
or 9 a.m. and then run with it. So I had
Yeah.
to first talk with
And we're like 3 hours away
her
from
mom.
there.
Yeah, talk to Melissa, so we could both kind of talk about it because I felt it was okay. She was worried a bit about it, but then it's like, well, on the one hand, it went great and she loved it, but on the other hand, you end up feeling like it's a lot of stress, a lot of being up late,
Yep.
the next day, exhausted.
It's worth it.
Yeah, it
So
was worth
remember
it. She was
that.
super excited. She got to meet the people, but I totally did where I went before to it, and that helped because then I knew where to park. I wasn't freaked out of where
Yeah.
we're at. I knew where to walk around, and
and-
that was like a big deal when we walked out in that area. Oli grabbed my arm and she's like, "Is this how San Francisco is?"
Yes.
I'm like, "Yes." She's
It's a
like,
fucking toilet.
"Yeah." She was totally like, she's like, "I'm scared if I wasn't with you." I'm like, "I would be
I'm scared
for
when I
you."
go through the city now.
Yeah, she was just, I'm like, yeah, this is a big city, and it's so odd because we walked away from there, and there's another bad dad thing where it's like, I figured, well, we'll just get food when we get up there.
Yeah.
We got a little bit of also McDonald's on the way up, which I
Sure.
tried not to do. But
Yeah.
we're like, okay, we'll get that. But then we get there, and there's like no food.
Yeah.
There's like one restaurant that wasn't open
Well, there's
yet.
some places, but yeah, it's
Yeah, and then so we ended up eating mostly just at like a little
dumpster.
cafe inside. Inside this
Yeah.
fancy friggin' hotel that's like, built.
$18 for a Coke. And,
Yeah, it was super expensive, but that was actually fun because we were sitting there, and she loved hanging out in there, and it had like an area where they put like oversized games in it.
Cool.
So like we were playing with like oversized Connect 4.
Nice.
Giant chess where
Yeah.
neither one of us really know how to play chess.
Yeah.
So like, I remember I knew at one point at least how to move them.
Yeah.
But then I would tell her, I'm like, well, I don't think that's how they can move. She's like, well, they're moving that way this time. I'm like, all right, then I'm
Just
doing
start
this.
throwing
You,
pieces
that's
at
not
each other.
fair. She's like, I want to redo it. I'm like, that's not how chess works.
Queen hovers to A3. Hovers?
I'm like, yeah.
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 Well, why does it smell like pee everywhere, Daddy?
It totally was
Because
that.
it's
I'm
San
like, yeah.
Francisco. Anyway.
And then when we went into the library to use the bathroom. That's another thing.
Yeah.
The big city, you can't find a bathroom.
They have the pay ones around that area. Or was the Orpheum, right?
Yeah, I didn't even see that.
The green little buildings.
Oh, okay. You can
So-
pay.
Yeah, it's like I think it's just like a quarter. It used to be.
Oh.
And it like cleans itself after each use and all that.
I always feel like if I open that, the 10 people are going to just fall out of it.
No, because
Where we're sleeping.
there's an alarm system in it.
So
if
you can't hang in it.
You cannot hang out in
Okay.
there. And apparently, not only to discourage homeless people, but to discourage ladies of the night.
Hey.
So-
Like, what does it
Or
have? A
gentlemen
motion?
of the night.
Motion detector or
Yeah.
something?
So apparently, if you're in there for more than like 15 minutes or something, it just
Oh.
because I remember being told this by a homeless guy. He's like, "Yeah, don't be in there for too long because that alarm's hella loud." I'm like, "Oh shit!"
Wow.
So yeah. So don't try to get a blowjob in a public bathroom in San Francisco.
It's like the most sophisticated alarm
Yeah.
system ever. Our motion detectors can tell.
Yes.
Are you just peeing,
Yeah.
or you can do a number 1 or a number 2, but if you're
Did you sprinkle when you
Standing,
tinkle?
but not
Please
yet.
clean it up.
or the alarm will go off.
Anyway, email us, thestandupdads@gmail.com.
I just like the idea that it's got like sensors in
It
there.
does.
That's just like we can smell when
It's-
sex is happening.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you could have time in there to go shoot up or do whatever.
Yeah.
Of course, I don't know. Anyway, email us, subscribe. Thanks again to Podcorn for sponsoring this episode. International Dads. I'm still seeing a lot of new international downloads, which is awesome. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Please email us. We'll talk. And Ari, if you're still listening, we'd love to talk to you.
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
If you need artwork.
Go to Pencil for Hire. On Instagram, it's Pencil FOR Hire, or pencilforhire.com. One day it'll be updated. There's still some stuff up there.
Yeah, it's still a good rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Look in the show notes. There is a link for Eye of Mongambo.
Yes.
It's an awesome graphic novel.
My brother's, he started that comic in the late early 90s, actually. I think it came out. I think the first one, 89,
Yeah.
something like that. And he got about 7 issues in before, jobs in life. He graduated college and stuff, and he had done it for Fantagraphics, and now he's going back and actually finishing it. The first volume's out on Lulu.com.
And it's
funny.
affordable too. That's the other
Yeah.
part, because usually, like, oh, it was gonna be like $40. No, it was like $12.
$12 for a nice oversized
Yeah.
graphic novel. There's going to be 3 of them, and
I gotta bring mine so he'll sign it.
yeah.
So anyway, check that out. And I believe last time I looked, it was still on sale. Like there was a discount.
Yeah.
Check it out. I guarantee you won't regret it. And it's going to a good cause.
Yeah.
Mike's brother.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I'm wanting to see this, this story finished forever, and it's funny.
And we should put out your books.
Which ones?
The Clumsy Love. Do you
Oh,
still have
yeah. I do have, I have that first volume. I kind of feel like I want to go back and
some? Yeah, but
put
if
all
you
the
have
ones
some,
into them. Yeah.
if you're interested in seeing Mike's comic book, Clumsy Love,
Yeah. Well,
write to us.
yeah, you can write to us.
We'll work something
Because
out.
I need to get it started again.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
get my side project, Gag on This podcast. It's run by Big Nick. We record every Wednesday at 5:30 at Blacktop Comedy Club. We interview local comics, have a great time doing it, and there's an open mic after. Shit, I can't remember who we're doing next week, but it'll be fun.
Who
Come
we're
see it.
doing.
Who we're doing, who's doing us.
Just don't do it in a public bathroom in
Unless
San
it's
Francisco.
less than
now that we
15
know.
minutes.
Less than 15 minutes. I can do that.
Yo. On that note,
Now I know where I'm going everywhere in San Francisco. I love that it got you enough to where you're just like,
because I can picture you doing that.
do, 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 do.
Have a good week.
All right.
Bye.
The thing I want to say is thank you all for coming. Bye-bye.